I've never met a student outside of Singapore who has truly mastered bar modeling in my 10-year career. I know it's a bold claim, but it's true. As I've mentioned in my previous video, bar models are Singapore's secret weapon that nobody else has quite mastered. Why? Because most people don't actually know how bar modeling is taught, unless you went through Singapore's math education system like me. I'm Wency, and I'm a Singapore math expert because I grew up in Singapore. Not only did I go through 12 full years of Singapore's math education, I'm also the first generation of Singaporeans to be taught the famous Singapore math curriculum. And now I'm a PhD candidate in math education in the US. Today, I'm going to review Singapore's hidden curriculum on bar modeling. Many people outside of Singapore only treat bar modeling as a problem-solving tool. But in Singapore, there are 3 other powerful uses of bar modeling in math classrooms. Number 1, bar models are used to strengthen conceptual understanding. My elementary school teachers taught us addition and subtraction with bar models, even when they're not within a word problem. They would draw a model, write an equation below, and explain how the two are connected. Bar models are also the perfect transition from number bonds to extend the part-whole thinking, which is essential for fractions, ratios, etc. Number 2, bar models are used to build algebraic thinking. Models like these are really the most basic form. What is powerful about bar modeling is when we have children think in units, which is really just an algebraic variable. Say we have a model like this. We would say something like, if 4 units plus 500 is 1,500, then how do we get to 1 unit? Number 3, bar models are used to stimulate children to solve challenging problems. Have you heard your child or student ask, what's the point of drawing bar models? We can explain to them all we want, like, oh, we're interested in seeing your thought process, or your models are going to help visualize the problem. But the thing is, they're not solving hard enough problems. I've never heard any of my classmates question why we need to draw models. And quite frankly, I don't think you'll hear any Singaporean students say that. Why? Because most of the problems that we work on can only be solved with bar models or algebra, but that's not allowed. The word problems that children using Singapore math outside of Singapore work on are intermediate at best, and they would only ever solve problems up to Singapore's 3rd or 4th grade level in their entire math education. As a result, they don't really get to experience the power of bar modeling or the impact of it. The hidden curriculum lies in when students start drawing out the models independently and proportionally. The original primary mathematics curriculum officially introduces bar modeling at 3rd grade. But guess what? No Singaporean kids started in 3rd grade. We all started in 1st grade. I've heard some people say that if kids can figure out which operations to use for a simple one-step word problem, or if they can write out the correct equation, then they don't need to learn how to draw bar models yet. Learning bar models when you need it is like learning how to fish when you're hungry. It doesn't work that way. Bar modeling needs to start in 1st grade. We were using a special bar modeling ruler and drawing 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter squares when we were adding and subtracting within 10. By the time we were adding and subtracting within 20, we were drawing proportional part-whole models with a ruler and a pencil. What people don't understand is that this process of drawing out 1 centimeter squares and being precise with your bar models is absolutely critical. Picasso, the world-famous painter, is famous for works like these, but these are his drawings when he was in art school. If you're a parent or an educator using Singapore math, you've probably seen kids draw wildly disproportionate models. This is not necessarily because the child doesn't understand proportionality. It's more likely because they have never learned how to draw precise models before they were asked to sketch. It's actually really hard to sketch bar models that visualizes the problem well unless you have years of practice. That's why in Singapore, we've never really sketched a bar model in all of our elementary school years. We were always using a ruler to measure out our models and drawing them with precision. Bar modeling is a skill, and like any skill, we need to build a solid foundation before we can master it. Try incorporating bar models in your math lessons even when you're not teaching word problems, and encourage children to use a ruler when they're drawing out their bar models. There's so much potential that can be unleashed if we teach children how to bar model right. If you're curious about how I teach word problems with bar modeling, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned.